In this video, we're going to talk about digital marketing for lawyers. There's a lot of information out there and it's information overload. So we're going to cover the difference between social media, search engine optimization, and pay-per-click marketing, and what to use for your firm and what's working today. Hey, it's Kevin Williams here from Legal Dynasty, where we help you get more clients from your PPC marketing. If you're new here, be sure to hit subscribe, and all the links mentioned in this video will be in the description box below. Let's jump right in. All right, first let's talk about social media marketing, because that's all the buzz these days. You've got Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat. There's social media channels popping up every single day. What is social media marketing? Basically, it's getting on these platforms and engaging with your customers in a personal and engaging way. Some of the benefits are it's very personal. You can have one-on-one conversations with your clients and prospects. You can learn their needs and wants in a deep way. Present yourself like I am in this video. You can get exposure of who you are, who your business is, and your brand. You get your brand out there. So it's great for brand recognition. If you have a large following, which I'll cover in a little bit, you can build up that brand recognition and stay in front of your customers on an ongoing basis. Very few channels provide that ability. Imagine doing that with television or magazines and print. It's just not possible. You can stay in front of your brand and really build up your presence in your customer's mind. You can also gain a lot of valuable insights because you're interacting with these people, you're getting to know them personally. You can gain a lot of their insights into their needs, their wants, and desires, and that's valuable when it comes to marketing to your prospects. All right, some of the cons of social media marketing is, number one, you got to build up that following. If you don't have that following, then who are you putting your content out in front of? So you need that following in order to engage with clients. And to gain that following, it's kind of hard. I mean, there's a lot you have to do. There's a lot of promotional activities to do. You may even have to advertise to build up that following. So it's similar to a website. If you build it, you're not just going to get traffic automatically. It's just not going to come to you. You have to engage people. You have to do promotional activities to build a following. Sometimes you run contests, do all these different types of things to get people to follow your pages. You can advertise to get people to like and follow your pages. So it takes a lot of effort to build up that following. And then even when you have that following, it doesn't necessarily mean that they're qualified prospects and they're going to automatically become clients down the road. Maybe if you're a general boutique law firm, but if you specialize in a niche, not necessarily. You want to make sure that that following you gain is specific to that niche that you serve. Another drawback is you need lots of content. And I mean daily posts, sometimes multiple daily posts. It has to be engaging content too and useful. If people are going to follow a law firm and a business, then you need to be providing useful content to them. They're not going to sit there and listen to your pitch after pitch after pitch. People don't go onto social networks to be pitched all the time. They go there for a break, a relief, to follow something they're interested in, to keep connected with people. So if you provide useful and engaging content and it's relevant, then people are going to respond to your content and they're going to follow your brand. Another drawback is content disappears really quickly. It's like a footprint in the sand on the beach. I mean, it's just going to get washed away. You know, that news feed scrolls down and it's gone. So unless you're posting a lot of content, it's just going to get filtered down that news feed and it doesn't stick. And then you're also subjected to the algorithm updates. So a lot of social networks, especially you see this apparent in Facebook, is brands, their content's just not showing up organically in people's feeds as much as it used to. Also, social media marketing with posting content and gaining a following, that's going to take time. So it's not going to produce leads quickly. So you have to be prepared to put your work in and build up that following. So I look at this strategy as a longer term strategy that should be combined with other strategies, especially SEO, because it requires so much content, and we'll dive into SEO. If you're producing content, where else to push it except social media networks? Now, a lot of these social media networks offer pay-per-click advertising. Pay-per-click advertising on the socials is a different beast entirely. All right, the next thing we're going to talk about is SEO, or search engine optimization. What is search engine optimization? It's the natural process of building up editorial content on your website to rank naturally or organically on the search engines, particularly Google, we'll talk about, because that's 80% of the traffic. Now you also have editorial and local SEO. Local SEO involves the maps, and I'll explain the difference between those. Editorial SEO is building of content and gaining popularity and authority in your market and ranking that content in the search engines. Local SEO refers to the map listing. Local SEO is a bit different than editorial because it's a matter of building up all these citations of local directories that you can get yourself listed in, particularly Google being the most prominent, filling out your profile completely and getting citations, reviews, and there's a whole process of filling out the categories correctly using the right keywords. And that's a little bit different than editorial SEO, which is mainly what we're going to talk about. All right, so editorial SEO is really great and we love it. However, the problem is you've got to devote your life to it. It takes a lot of effort and people claim that it's free, but that's free if you devote your life to it and produce a lot of content. You build an SEO-friendly website that can get indexed in the search engines, and you know how to promote it and build these links to gain your ranking in the search engines. So it's not a matter of just producing content. You have to build links and promote your content. And promoting the content is the tough part. So if you write really good content, naturally, if you have a big following on social media or people eventually find it somehow, naturally people will link back to it, and that will gain popularity in the search engines, and over time your rankings will go up. There's a whole nother practice out there called link building, and link building is actively going out and finding these influencers in your market, gaining links, asking people to exchange links, and that's a whole process in itself. And that takes a whole skill because you have to think about what's in it for me. Why would somebody link to your content? You have to provide value to them, and that requires a lot of time and effort to do. It really is, SEO's like the ditch digging of internet marketing because it's just time consuming. It's a lot of outreach, a lot of producing content, and it just takes a lot of time to do. Now we love SEO because it can bring in a lot of traffic. If you know the keywords to rank for and you're producing a lot of content, you've gained a lot of authority in your market, you're going to get a lot of traffic, and it could be great quality traffic. So SEO is great to use if you want to build authority. So if you're ranking for a lot of keywords in your market, and these are keywords that are relevant and are getting a lot of traffic, that in itself has authority to it. Your brand is going to be in front of a lot of these people searching, and that's really powerful, especially if you're a local law firm. So again, this is going to help your brand because you're showing up in a lot of different searches in the search engine. Another great thing about SEO is it's sticky. The content's going to stay around for months to years sometimes. You can rank for these particular keyword phrases. And that's very powerful because you can take a break and step away for a week or two and it's not going to fall apart on you. Now, SEO is great to combine with social because it requires a lot of content. If you're producing this content, where else to push it out to except the social networks? That's one great place to promote yourself, and you're creating all this content that acts as a great form of SEO and then also can be used for social media. Now, a great strategy is to produce longer form content for SEO. So whether it's a blog post, article, or a video like I'm doing right here, this is great to rank on Google and YouTube, and it's going to be sticky because it's long, it's providing great content and value for your market. Now, on social media, people have the attention span of a gnat. So it's not going to stick on social media. If you produce a 40-minute video and expect somebody to watch that, it's just not going to stay. So what you need to do is take that long form content and create micro content out of this. Gary Vaynerchuk has a great process for that, and he actually provides that. There's a free download if you search for Gary Vaynerchuk's content promotion process. And he talks about creating this great, valuable long form content and breaking it up into micro content for your people to just eat up on social media. And he does a great job. All you have to do is follow him and model what he's doing. Now, here are some of the cons of SEO. Your page position is low these days. If you've ever looked at a search engine result from now, 2018, and compared it back to 2008, back when I was starting in 2006, the search results are so much different. SEO used to dominate the search results. You had maybe one or two paid listings up top and then the paid listings on the right. Well, Google's changed that completely, and paid results dominate the listings. They rank, first 4 ads are usually paid results on a commercially viable keyword. Next is the map results, and underneath that is the SEO results. And paid ads take up a lot more space these days than they used to because you're allowed so much more content in that particular ad. So up to 50% of the page is taken up by paid ads, and the maps even before you get to the editorial content. So people need to scroll down before they can get to your content, and they're less likely to do that these days. It's just the nature of the beast. Google's a public company and they need money, so they push the paid advertising up front. Another drawback, especially in legal, is it's super competitive. You have people that have been doing this for 15 years. They've hired companies to do this for 15 years, and they spend thousands of dollars every month. So most of the commercially viable phrases in your market are going to be tough to rank for, like injury lawyer, if you're personal injury. I mean, that's just injury lawyer Boston or injury lawyer Phoenix. Those are so competitive, and it's very hard to rank there. So it's going to take a lot of time and a lot of work. And if you hire somebody to do it for you, it's going to require a lot of budget to pay them to do this for you. Now, there is a strategy to rank for long tail phrases. So long tail keyword search. So like frequently asked questions, things that people should know. And there's a lot of long tail phrases that people are searching that are easier to rank for. And you can do this by doing a little bit of keyword research and finding out what your market is searching on a smaller, localer basis. But the problem is those phrases have very low search volume, and you don't necessarily know if they're going to actually convert into new business. So you need to produce lots of content over and over and over again, and it's going to take a long time to produce all that content, get it indexed, and get it ranked in the search engines. Also, every piece of content you produce can only rank for a few keywords at a time. You have to produce tons and tons of content to rank for all the keywords that you'd like to rank for. And it's a process. It's like building a snowball. It's going to take a long time and a lot of work up front before you actually get enough results and enough rankings and enough traffic to your website. Also, you're subjected to the algorithm updates. If you do anything black hat or gray hat, or have a company that's doing work for you and they do black hat or gray hat stuff, you're at the whims of Google updates, and sometimes they can wipe out years of SEO work that you've done for your business. And like I said before, content. It's going to take a lot of content, and you have to have your website built structurally for SEO. So Google indexes things in a particular way, and your website needs to be structured that way. And then on top of that, you have all the promotional activities. So when you produce a piece of content, how are you promoting it? And that promotion should be thought of before you even produce any kind of content. All right, now we're getting to my bread and butter, which is PPC. And PPC stands for pay-per-click advertising. And right now I'm going to focus on search, and then I'll talk about how social networks have PPC advertising as well. So what is PPC advertising? So PPC advertising is a form of internet marketing where companies bid against each other for particular phrases on Google, and they pay only when their ad gets clicked on. So you can show up for various phrases and keywords in your market, but you only pay when somebody clicks on your ad. And one of the benefits and strong points of pay-per-click advertising is you're in front of somebody the moment they need your services. Think about this. If you're a lawyer and somebody's searching for your services in the town you're in, that's so relevant and they're in an immediate need. They may not know who they're gonna go with and they might shop around, but you know this person is qualified. And next to a referral, they're the most qualified lead you can get. Another great benefit of pay-per-click is your page position. You're gonna be above the SEO results, you're gonna be above the map listings, and you're seeing all the pay-per-click results right there. And that's incredibly powerful because if you write a well-written ad and your market responds to it, you can get a good amount of traffic from it. Pay-per-click for your law firm also provides immediate results. You're going to be in front of hundreds, if not thousands of keywords as soon as you launch a campaign. Theoretically, I can go right now, set up a campaign, and within 10 minutes be driving traffic to a website. And that's powerful because theoretically, you can be generating leads today. And we've had that happen with clients where we've turned on a campaign and that same day they got a lead. Also, pay-per-click on the search engines is very highly targeted. Like I said before, you're reaching somebody the moment they need your services, and you can control the specific keyword, the search they're typing in. You can control the location. You have demographic control now. You can control the age, the income level. You have in-market audiences, which you can now control. You can control your daily budget so you know how much you're spending, and you have all these different layers of targeting and control over your campaign. Pay-per-click is also great if your website isn't designed for SEO. So if you built a website but you don't necessarily have an SEO program in mind, pay-per-click is much easier to set up for a website. Yes, there's compliance issues that Google has. Particularly, you need to at least have, a few pages of a website. You need a privacy policy, terms of conditions. Those things are all important, but you could set up what's called a landing page, and a landing page is a page that is designed to have a user take one specific action and one specific action only, In our case, it's going to be a lead. And you can add that to your site relatively quickly, and you don't need an SEO presence and all these complicated things that go into building a website for SEO. Pay-per-click is also very trackable and measurable. So you're going to know your return on investment very quick. You'll know in 3 months whether it's going to work or not. You can track everything from forms to phone calls down to the specific keyword that somebody's typed in. You're going to know your return on investment. You know how many clicks led to leads, how many leads led to clients. And that's extremely powerful because you'll know every dollar you put in, how much you're getting in return. You can test with pay-per-click, so that you can do A/B testing, you can do multivariate testing, and this is powerful because all the knowledge you gain in testing with pay-per-click relates to every other form of traffic that you generate. You can take that intelligence you gain on your landing page and your ad copy and use that elsewhere for your SEO listings, your title listings and description. You can use the ad copy from your pay-per-click, and that's huge because you know your click-through rates, you know what people respond to, you've tested it. Same with your landing pages. You could take your landing page design, you can use that for the homepage of your website, or you can use it for the various niches you serve because you know it's going to convert. And all the other forms of traffic are going to convert after that. Also, PPC on search engines is not just for advertising on google.com. They have display advertising where you can run banner ads, video ads, and text ads on editorial websites. So local news sites, weather.com, national news sites, these all run Google ads on their websites. And this is powerful because you can have incredible brand recognition. You can also advertise on YouTube, which is done through Google Ads. YouTube is the second largest search engine on the planet. And there's an incredible amount of traffic, and YouTube is growing by leaps and bounds every single day. You could also advertise on Gmail. So millions of people use Gmail. Advertising on Gmail, YouTube, and the display network is very affordable compared to search advertising. But search advertising is expensive because the quality of the leads is just substantially greater. Also with pay-per-click, you have stability in the long term. You're not subjected to Google updates, penguins, pandas, all these different animals. Now, one of the great benefits I said is to take this intelligence and run it with your SEO campaigns. I would not do an SEO campaign without running a pay-per-click campaign first, because PPC gives you the keyword intelligence and the market intelligence, the ad intelligence, the landing page intelligence that you need to take over to your SEO campaigns. How do you know which keywords to focus an SEO campaign on if you don't have that intelligence first? I want to know what's converting, what's going to bring in new business before I put my efforts and start producing content for these particular keywords, because I can only rank for so many keywords at a time. So it's imperative to run a pay-per-click campaign before you go and implement an SEO campaign. Another benefit of pay-per-click advertising is it works in most niches of the law, especially plaintiff niches. As long as you have people searching, you can convert them into qualified leads. All right, so what are some of the cons of PPC advertising for the legal industry? Number one, clicks can be rather expensive. Sometimes you can pay tens, if not hundreds of dollars per click. Now don't let that scare you, because if you do it right, that's still going to be profitable because the traffic is so targeted. But if you run a campaign in the wrong way, or have somebody who doesn't know what they're doing run your campaign, you can blow through your budget real quick. Also, you need to have high conversion rates. If you don't have a campaign that converts very high, at least 15%, 20, 25%, which means that 1 out of 4, 1 out of 5 clicks becomes a lead, then it's just not going to work. The economics aren't going to make it. So you need to understand how to convert a searcher into a lead, into a customer. Also, you need an advertising budget. You probably do with all the other forms of advertising other than producing lots of content yourself, but you need an advertising budget for pay-per-click. And what we do with our clients is we come up with a monthly budget that they're comfortable with, and we want to make sure it's enough budget that they can spread out and have enough traffic throughout the whole month. We don't want them to dry up in the first 10 days of the month and then not be able to advertise and get any other clients for the rest of the month. Also, it is confusing to manage. It's taken me, I've been doing this for 12 years and it's still a constant learning process. So there's as many controls as a commercial airliner these days. The wrong setting, the wrong way you bid on a keyword can all affect your campaign, and it can reduce your traffic. Also, if you stop paying, you're not going to get traffic. So that's one of the cons, but that also can be a benefit, because say you go on vacation, you want to pause it, you can pause your campaign and come back to it later. So it can be a benefit. There's a lot of control there as well. You can control your budget, you control the time that it's running, and you can pause it whenever you need. All right, and lastly, we're going to talk about pay-per-click advertising on social networks. So these social networks have become large enough and have a large enough fan base where you can advertise on them. And some of the benefits are you don't have to build up a following. You can have a quick entry and get in front of a lot of people. Facebook and Instagram have billions and billions of users together. You can target your whole town that's on Facebook if you wanted to. And you can target by interest. You have a lot of different targeting options available to you. You can target by different demographics. However, it's not behavior-based targeting. So you're sending a blanketed message to people based on demographics. It's also affordable. Click prices are still relatively low. However, if you don't do it right, you could blow through your budget pretty quick. So again, I mentioned it's demographic targeting. It's not behavior targeting. So there's going to be less niches that Facebook advertising or Instagram advertising works for. You're targeting demographically. And again, people are on social media. They're there to mess around, to engage socially, or learn about something they're interested in. They're not there to be pitched. And if you pitch to them in your ads, they're going to be turned off unless they're super relevant and they need your services now, which some people are, but not all the time. Also, it's measurable. Just like pay-per-click advertising, you can measure your return on investment. All right, some of the cons of PPC on social media is the quality of the lead is not as high as PPC on search. Because with search, somebody's in the moment and they need your services right then and there. It's different on social media because what you're doing is you're distracting them away from their activity on social media, really. And they need to be super qualified to fit your services. And because it's not behavior-based, you have to create an ad and think creatively of how you're going to entice this person in that needs your services. Advertising on social media can also be complicated and hard to manage. As with all advertising networks these days, there's a lot that goes into it and there's a steep learning curve. Ads also become stale quickly. So if somebody logs onto their profile several times a day or a few days in a row and they see the same ad from you, that ad's going to be stale quickly and they're going to scroll past it faster and faster every time. So you need to create new ads that are continually stay fresh in people's minds. And as I mentioned before, it's not behavior-based. You're only targeting by demographics, interests, things of that sort. So you don't get the quality that behavior-based advertising like pay-per-click offers. All right, so those were the major areas of digital marketing for law firms today. You've got social media, SEO, PPC. There's a lot of information overload, and I hope this video helped clarify the different avenues that are available to you. And based on its flexibility, its foundation for other marketing channels, we recommend pay-per-click marketing as a great strategy to get started and really develop leads quickly and learn a lot of keyword intelligence about your market, what they're searching, because it really is a foundation and can really grow your practice fast. If you're an attorney who wants to learn how to make pay-per-click advertising work for their firm, then get my free book. It was written by me, a 12-year authority on pay-per-click advertising, and 2 veteran attorneys who show you how to make pay-per-click advertising work for your firm and grow your client base in as little as 2 weeks.